there's one thing that stands out. You're a man of faith. You're a man of God. You're not driven by money. You're not driven by materialistic things. You're driven by your faith, and everything that happens to you is an act of God. Am I accurate in saying that?
It's perfect. This in life, we have a way of living. So the way of living for me, it's like you have to be active in what you believe. So what you believe dictate your actions, and your actions dictate who you are. I believe in preparation. The more you prepare, the more chance you have for victory. You understand that I have one thing in my life. Either I win or I learn. I don't let lose becomes I make lose become my lesson. So they ask me, what's your record? I said, I have this much victory and this much lessons. So that's how I roll.
And speaking of wins and lessons, being a big UFC, MMA fan, kind of grew up watching you. I can't think of many fighters that have fought the list of champions that you have. I mean, it goes on and on. Anderson Silva, Rich Franklin, Michael Bisping, Randy Couture, John Jones, Chuck Liddell. I mean, that's only halfway down the list.
Wow.
Which one of those opponents, stands out to you? Who was the toughest person you ever faced?
Well, I always say the toughest opponent is always the next. But I mean, all those that I fought, they're all great champions. They're all great athletes. Some of them don't represent what I think an athlete should represent. I don't need to go into details, but I mean, a lot of them represent the sport. We fought. So one that stand out that I really enjoy and I really learned, one of the biggest lessons in my life was Randy Couture. Randy was one of the hardest, because first fight that I fought Randy, I was very arrogant. I thought that I was unbeatable, and I grew up without understanding. I was very, very, very courageous, but in the sense, like, when you have that kind of courage, you become arrogant and stupid. So I didn't train properly. I got a beating bad, and I learned the lessons. And eventually later we fought again. We become friends, and I learned a lesson.
Vitor, you were young when you started fighting, weren't you? I remember you were like 18, 19 when you won your first world title.
I was very immature because I was like a self-taught guy. But you got to understand, when you're young and with that time, the sport didn't even exist.
Right.
So I didn't have no one around me, and I think I had to go through that. So today I can be mature and be able to teach people. So now I think I have that lesson.
Sure.
To understand that everything will pass. So if everything will pass, is before it pass, how you treat these things, how you treat your gift, how you treat your momentum. So I think a lot of them I waste, and I had to learn how to do it again.
Yep.
And here I am again with 45 years old and still rocking.
Yeah, not only rocking, man, you are in phenomenal shape. I couldn't keep up with him. Listen, I'm pretty vain. I'm pretty full of myself. But you're a beast.
So I got something for you. I unfortunately just came off the scale here at lunch. And,
you're in his weight class now.
It normally never goes well, but I'm finding as I get older, I can't get away with what I used to. We're going into the holidays, so it's only probably going to get worse. So what's the trick? Because you are shredded. What's the trick?
So the trick is this. I'm doing right now as I'm speaking to you. I'm going to my 4th day of fasting. So I'm planning to fast for 10 days, and hopefully, so I'm taking one day at a time.
What kind of fasting, Vitor?
So no food, food at all.
No food at all?
Yeah.
Are you? But fluids you are drinking?
Water, yeah. No juice, just water.
Hang on. You're doing 4 days of just water?
Yeah. And then I'm training at the same time. So today
Wow.
but I'm doing light training. So I'm doing like stretching, mobility, a lot of breath, a lot of praying, a lot of
Good for you.
mindfulness, a lot of breathing. So I work with oxygen treatment. So I do every day. I have in my house. So it's altitude.
Hyperbaric stuff.
So no, it's a oxygen thing that you go like an altitude.
Oh, no kidding.
Like 25,000 feet.
Wow.
And then I switch a button and then comes full oxygen. So that's a new way. Like I'm treating myself as a new way of to rejuvenate your system. So like example, you can live without food, without water for a couple of days, but without oxygen, in 15 minutes without oxygen, your brain is dead. So I discovered that at my age, I'm learning new skills, how to not just be in shape, but to feel good. I always say it's how you feel. So sometimes people say you have to do this much lifting, this much training. And as you know, I'm in a season of my life that the less is more.
Right.
So, but it's like I said, when you're facing holidays or any type of temptation, you gotta set a goal in your head, in your mind. You have to understand that I don't need to have a fight to do. I like to challenge myself.
That's the difference. He stays motivated. No, you stay motivated. Even Vitor, sorry to cut you off, even before the big fight that you had, the breakthrough fight that you had, the comeback fight that you had, you were always training. Like that was always a regimen of your life. You're very consistent.
So that's the whole thing. I create a fitness system. So it's like a boutique fitness where half of the class happen in the bag, half the class is on the floor. So all my regimen of training, the way I do fitness, the way I do weights. So all the elements that I use in myself, I share with people. But I share in a way that we have like most of them women, they lose up to 50 to 60 pounds. We have people, they lost 80 pounds. Wow. But like I said, I always said, it's not the biggest guys. I don't want to be like the elephant. I want to be like the lion, full of muscle and no fat.
Yeah.
So the idea for me and being healthy and being fitness for me is like, it's first I have to feel good. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people today, they see fitness as a if sure. I get that, I'm happy. So I don't see it end destiny. I'm learning, constant learning. Like I said, I'm learning how to use these oxygens to enhance in my life. I'm learning how to do, I work out my feet sometimes for 1 hour and a half, just my feet. So I do a bunch of stuff that normal people don't even know that they exist, this type of things. Yeah. But I mean, it's everything starts is like how you approach something.